Hello, I'm the MLP Reviewer 66, and today we're going to be taking a look at the MLP episode of Season 5, The Cutie Mark, Part 1 and Part 2. So these episodes have our main six going into a new town where they discover people that are being brainwashed by this crazy woman known as Starlight Glimmer. She is literally cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. As far as a villain goes, she's not as good as Discord or really even Nightmare Moon, but she's at least a step up from Sombra because, well, let's face it, Sombra was just a big puff of smoke. Her master plan is to take the cutie marks of anyone who comes into her village and brainwash them to think that the only way to have happiness is to take away all of your individuality and conform to the masses. Man, there is so much I could say about this when compared to religion and certain governments and all this, but if I started that, this show would go on for way too long. Also, how dare she get in Celestia's territory of brain controlling the masses? But of course, this being MLP, our main six win by, how else? Magical friendship powers! But this time they did get a little bit of help. At the end, there's this whole big thing where the ponies that were once mind-controlled ended up helping the six. I actually like this. It got to see some other people's, or other ponies' unique abilities and powers and stuff. Like, there was this one really funny scene with the dude who could just, like, bend balloons to his will. Like, he can make binoculars out of them in a bridge. It's funny and kooky and stuff. Also, the girl who makes really bad muffins. I was like, is that a Derpy reference? I was just looking in the background everywhere like, come on, Derpy, you gotta be in there somewhere. And then there's the song. Oh, the song. To be honest, it's not exactly as catchy as the ones that have come before it, but it did have one of the best lines as far as a villain song might go, in which it said, "You can never have a nightmare if you never dream." For some reason, that just gives like a horrible taste in my mouth. Like, ugh. I know you're not like the biggest villain in the whole series, but that's just dark. Something in these episodes that weren't exactly important, but I found kind of cute, was the fact that Spike actually got his own throne. He gets a little tiny throne next to Twilight, while the others get like the regular size one, and he was just sleeping on it like a cat. I found that adorable. Also, apparently Big Mac and Spike are friends now. I approve of this. I kind of want to see an episode with them two together, just like hanging out. That would be cool. And then there's that line that Twilight isn't quote-unquote as well-versed as she should have been about Eastern magic. That was kind of strange. I thought that she would like know every magic of all times, but it's nice to see that there is even some magic that even the great Twilight Sparkle doesn't know. I thought that was a nice character touch to know that she's good, but she's not the absolute best. She may be talented and skilled, but she still has a lot to learn. At the end of the day, I think that this is a pretty good episode, or episodes. It set the scene for what's to come, which is probably going to be them going from various places all around Equestria, which is a nice change of pace from just being in the same place every bloody time. So it's kind of be interesting to see what happens. As far as what I would give this episode, probably about a 4. This episode or episodes is not as good as some of the other season openers. It isn't as big or climactic, but I think it lays story work down a bit better. So I think a 4 out of 5 would do pretty well for this one. In any case, I am the MLP Reviewer 66. Thank you, and good night.